As someone who has been on YouTube for over 13 years, studied thousands of videos, researched hundreds of YouTube channels, there has never been a bigger shift on the platform than there is right now. Everywhere you look on YouTube, you can see that channels everywhere are losing views. I have read the comments from channels who post on Reddit who can't understand why. Maybe you have a niche on YouTube that has worked well in the past. You were growing nicely and finding success, but now you've noticed a huge dip. Maybe you struck YouTube gold and were the first to blow up a topic, but now it's oversaturated. What if I told you the real reason you are losing views is because right now there are literally hundreds of thousands of people who can dedicate day and night to running multiple YouTube channels, and it's without 95% of the work you do. And the worst part is you are helping them. The old advice from legacy YouTube gurus no longer works. Their advice might be you need to pivot, you need to make better videos, titles, thumbnails, more editing, less editing, be more authentic, you need more camera presence, or the worst advice of all is start a podcast. All of this advice is wrong. What you actually need to do is fight dirty against the wave of AI content on YouTube and play these channels at their own game. The best asset you have at the moment is you. But before we talk about how to win the war, you first need to understand how they are doing what they do and what you can learn from them. This is not me, it's artificial intelligence. Could you tell or could you not tell? Let me know in the comments below. Now, what does AI stand for? I think it stands for asshole intelligence, or its actual real definition is artificial intelligence. So I don't think this was too bad. I think if you'd never seen my channel before, maybe you wouldn't notice right away. The lip sync's a little bit off. I actually inserted a clip into one of my previous videos and I was surprised that nobody had actually left a comment to say, this is AI, you're scum, you're using AI, but that never happened. So it only took me a few hours to do this. I recorded the voice separately in 11 Labs and then generated the video using HeyGen. But this isn't going to be a video going over the whole process of how I did that. It's going to be a video about what can you do now it's so easy for people to generate these types of videos and put out massive amounts of content. How can you fight back as a creator, as a real person? So let's just get right into it. And just so I can explain a little bit, I filmed this video a while ago, but I've been very busy with work and other things. I've been in a dip, you know what it's like. Let's get out the dip, get back to doing YouTube. Recently, I started a brand new channel with AI and the results may shock you. Nah, I'm just kidding, it did really badly, but I did it just to show you what can be done.
So, grab a cup of coffee, chamomile tea, or cocoa.
Or maybe whiskey. Sit back, relax, put your feet up, and why not rip on that fat vape while you're there? And let's get right into it.
If I could sit down with my younger self, there are 7 things I would...
So everything in this video was generated with AI. The character was created from scratch from a photo using AI, just to give you an example of what can be done. The entire script was generated using AI. The subtitles generated using AI. I then went on to create a second version of the same character, and obviously the more you get into this, you can make it a lot more realistic. I've seen the over 40s niche blowing up, particularly older creators, and I then found a niche where there was AI just using voiceover. I was like, I'm going to take it to the next level, and that's what I did. It didn't do very well, mainly because I haven't had a lot of free time, so I gave up like everything else I do in life, but it just shows you what you can do. So let's move on to how do they actually do it? What is going on? So they are studying literally hundreds and thousands of videos, studying the niches, seeing what's performing well. You can do this easily. You go into your homepage, you'd be like, or you look in your niche, you see, oh, this video is blowing up. These 10 videos are blowing up. This thumbnail seems better than that one. This title is better than that one. They're spending all their time looking through and then just pumping out enough content to see what sticks to the wall. They don't have the pressure or the preciousness when they come to YouTube to be like, oh, I'd like to start a YouTube channel, and for me, I want it to be about talking about YouTube, my passion. Somebody else might be like, I love gardening, so I'm going to make a gardening channel. They don't have any interest in that. Their only interest is growing a YouTube channel. Not about what you want to do, it's about how to get the most successful YouTube channel, trying enough things until they find the right one that works for them. They're treating it like going to a job that maybe you don't want to do, but it's like, who cares if you're making huge amounts of money? Let's say, for example, and I did see someone on Reddit talk about this, but let's say you are in the Formula One niche. So they'll come along, download your script, copy it into ChatGPT, change the words slightly so they don't get done by YouTube. Then they'll put the script into something like 11 Labs to create a voiceover. Then all they need to do is layer the footage on top of that voiceover using data that they know has performed well.
Right, let's stop fluffing the cushions and call it what it is. Lewis Hamilton has just had his I'm him moment in a Ferrari, and the rest of the grid should be sweating buckets.
Don't give up, because there is a way you can beat them, and it's pretty genius. I follow the 10% rule on YouTube, which is if you pick any random video from your homepage, 99.9% of the time, it has 10% likes ratio to views. So if a video's got 1,000 views, usually it will have what's 10% of 1,000. If it's got 100,000 views, it might have like 10,000 likes. Now, although I say it is the 10% rule, it doesn't always actually meet 10%. Sometimes it could be 8%. Sometimes if it's doing well, it could be 12%. But the reason I usually look at this number is sometimes you see a video on YouTube, it might have 100,000 views. And if you see it's only got 10 likes, I would think, well, it should be getting at least somewhere near 10%. Even 5%, and if it isn't, I would think, or maybe it's the channel has bought its views, or it's got some kind of attack on it where it's driven views and it's not matching the engagement of the videos. But with AI channels, something I've noticed, none of them, the ones that I've looked at, actually follow the 10% rule. It's more like 5% and even less. Here's an example of an AI channel, and as you can see, it's still doing well. I mean, it's getting some engagement, but it never goes above 5%. They're always 3%, 4%, hovering around. And why it matters is because obviously the way you make money on YouTube, it's not through advertising revenue. Usually it's by having a connection with the viewer. You drive people to buy your product, your course, affiliate links and things like that. And if you view an AI channel, even if the content's good, you don't have that same level of trust with them. So these channels come along, they grow massively, they get a huge audience, but they're not getting the same kind of connection with the viewer. And that's evident through the 5% AI rule that I've just come up with right now on the spot. What you can do is really dig deep into your niche and find these AI channels. I guarantee you, since you've started your YouTube channel, there will be an AI channel, at least one, in your niche that has started. It's probably bigger than your channel. Go to that channel and see what they are doing. Find the popular videos where you're like, oh, this is actually a really good idea, and put your unique personality, which is something AI can't have. Take your unique spin on it. This isn't new advice in terms of YouTube. So people would say, if you want to grow on YouTube quickly, look at other people in your niche, see what's working, remake those videos. But I would say the advantage of using the AI channels is those AI channels that are doing well already, lack a huge part of what would make that video even more successful. And that would be you, a real human being. So these channels that have spent all this time growing and learning very quickly what is successful, if you can find them channels and then take their ideas and remake it yourself with an on-screen presence, using your own voice, using human interaction, and growing a channel that way, I guarantee you, you will succeed. So on my niche on YouTube, which is kind of giving YouTube advice, there is now AI channels that are blowing up on the platform. So the first one that I come across was this one by a creator called Isaac. He's got 143,000 subscribers. He's only got 5 videos. It's using an AI voice. It's just purely video editing. There's no on camera. And this is something where you've got to be like, this is my competition.
I made only 3 videos on this channel, and all of them got over 100,000 views. Believe it or not.
And then there's other ones that come along that are foreign channels that take English speaking channels, thumbnails, titles, content, put it into ChatGPT, rewrite it for their audience, use an AI voice, make it a faceless channel. Some of these thumbnails I definitely recognize from other creators. There's many of these, they're all quite similar. Here's another one, How to AI, over 200,000 subscribers, over 100 videos. The only good news to this is, recently, and I remember texting my friend about this, it's like, wow, there's another one of these channels blowing up. I bet it's going to have 100,000 subscribers by the end of the week.
Did you know there are YouTube channels that get thousands or even millions of views on their very first video, even with 0 subscribers?
But it only got 1,000 views and 34 subscribers. Is the AI bubble bursting? We don't know, because how much content, which is just a variable of the same content, can people handle? It's different with personalities, because you could have 100 creators talking about the same topic, but they're all different personalities. They're all bringing their own kind of life experience into it. But with AI and editing and just voiceovers, it's not the same, because you're not getting that connection with the viewer. Now, the way I find these channels, I use a tool called NextLev. It is hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, the best tool I've ever used for YouTube. So here we are on my YouTube channel. I've got NextLev installed. It's a browser extension up here. There's many features you can use with this tool. The best one, in my opinion, is this, similar channels. So you find any YouTube channel that you're interested in, go to similar channels, and then I do an in-depth search, and using AI and various other features, it's going to scan YouTube to find channels that are very similar to your channel. This channel started 29 days ago, and guessing by this thumbnail, I can tell straight away, I haven't actually checked, but yep, it's another AI channel. So a new AI channel in the YouTube niche, how to beat the YouTube algorithm, YouTube for beginners. It's an AI channel, and it's in my niche. It's taking views from me, and it started 29 days ago. Now they've only got 13 subscribers, but as you start flicking through and you really dive deep down into this, you will start to see Digital Income Project, 262,000 subscribers. Will this be an AI channel? If it's not an AI channel, it's definitely a faceless channel. If you start digging through the list, you won't only just find AI channels, you're going to find faceless channels. You're going to find channels from non-speaking English countries who are taking other people's videos, repurposing them into their own language, taking the same titles, taking the same scripts, taking the same thumbnails, and just remaking them in their own language. Now, I've looked at my friends and said, listen, if you want to grow on YouTube, I said this to one of my friends recently, if you want to grow on YouTube, here is a channel in your niche that's artificially generated. This is the content they're making. They're bigger than you, they get more views than you. Why don't you take their top performing video, remake it as a human creator? My friend did this, and it's now the most viewed video on his channel. It's definitely something I'm going to try and do more of this year. Another example would be one of my friends in the YouTube comments of my video. She makes videos in a niche where you think AI could never come along and impact her niche. She's an English teacher. When I looked using NextLev through all the channels that have started since she started her channel, there was maybe 3 or 4 AI generated YouTube channels that were getting millions of views in her niche. And I explained to her, you should maybe look at these channels. The videos were terrible, but they're getting millions of views. So it's not about the video. It's not about the voice. It's not about what's on screen. It's like, if you can take that idea and run with it for your channel, that is a way where you could, as a human being, make a video better than AI, and take the idea that you know is a proven idea and a good idea, you can make it better than AI. But how would you do this if you wanted to do it for free? Well, just go to YouTube, search your niche, and start digging into it. Like, what are the popular videos? Break it down by when were the most recently uploaded, which is the most viewed. You will start to see these AI generated channels popping up in your niche. So if you didn't know, you're also up against, on YouTube right now, and this is why some creators' views drop. They don't know what's going on. Sometimes it's because of AI, sometimes it's because of spam channels, but this is your competition. Okay, so if you're sat there, and sometimes I do this, you think, oh, should I post a video today? I don't want to annoy my audience. Should I leave it a week? What should be my schedule? What I'm going to show you now will completely change the way you think about the next time you post a video. This is Text Next Live. Now you look at his YouTube channel, and Just the first thing you see when you look at this page, it's like subscribe for a cookie. It looks like a normal YouTube channel until you look a little bit closer. So he has 367,000 subscribers, which, let's be honest, we'd all like. But something I'm going to tell you now may shock you. I was going to say something else then. He's posted 9,000 plus videos, 9,500 plus videos. He's only been making videos on the platform for a year. Like, say, you look at his normal long form content. You think, all right, this guy's just doing his things, playing music, he likes cars. But when you click his short videos, he's literally posting the same face with memes, and he has literally thousands upon thousands of these YouTube shorts. And if you go to his popular videos, 36 million views, 15 million views, 14 million views. This is somebody who, whether you like his content or not, don't like spam channels, but he is crushing it in terms of growing a YouTube channel. Where are you? I could sit here now and say, oh, this is awful, but I've got 1,000 subscribers. He's got 367,000 subscribers. How do you get closer to where he is? And it's just about really thinking, well, if this is the content he's putting out and he's growing a YouTube channel, kind of got to let go of all the things that stop me sometimes, where you think, do I want to post this? Oh, I don't really feel don't look great today. Maybe your hair's off. Maybe you've got a cold. Maybe you're thinking, oh, people might not like this video. Is this a good idea? You just got to think, well, actually, my competition is someone who's posted 10,000 videos in a year. That's who you're up against on growing a YouTube channel. Now, is this going to last forever? Now, at the moment for YouTube, it works great for them as a business. People are filling the gaps, and there are huge gaps in content on the platform. These AI channels are coming in and filling them gaps, giving viewers what they want, which is content, something that you as one creator in a niche can't necessarily fill. But will it last forever? I'm not sure. We're starting to see a decline in some of these AI channels. People are craving on the platform now authenticity. The channels that are doing really well aren't the ones with the most edited thumbnails. They're the basic thumbnails, the basic titles, where people are just sitting back and being real. Because as AI takes off, and it's only going to get worse and worse and worse, with what you can do creating people that look like me, and you won't be able to tell the difference. But the way you can win on YouTube is not only by taking their ideas, but it's about being yourself, being authentic. Don't be a presenter on YouTube, because presenters can be replaced by AI. But if you're a personality and people come to your community, I see people all the time saying, oh, you don't need subscribers. Views are the most important thing. Community doesn't matter on YouTube. If you build a community on YouTube that is around you personally and your brand, you will win in the long run against AI, because there's only one of you, and that's why it's called YouTube. I think another example of people who are really fighting back against this, that are like the perfect antidote, are the creators over 40. They're in the niche of, I'm doing this, I've got life experience, I don't have the best microphone, camera, lighting, don't know how to video edit, but I can sit down for 30 minutes and tell you a story about what happened to me. What is my life experience? And if you'd like to learn more about the creators over 40 niche that's blowing up on YouTube right now, you should watch the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.